Your office is not a place of work. It is a modern battlefield. Your boss is an incompetent general, sending troops to their doom. Your colleagues are scattered, fighting for their own survival. The air is thick with chaos, anxiety, and the quiet desperation of careers slowly dying. You feel it every morning. The knot in your stomach as you open your laptop. The exhaustion that has nothing to do with the work itself, and everything to do with the environment. You are a professional, a leader, a creator, trapped in a toxic ecosystem that punishes competence and rewards politics. But what if I told you that this chaos is not your enemy? What if it is the perfect training ground for unshakable calm and absolute power? Nearly 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor faced far worse. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and his blueprint for controlling chaos is more relevant today than ever. Marcus Aurelius did not rule from a peaceful palace. He ruled from the front lines of a crumbling empire, surrounded by plague, war, and betrayal. His personal journal, known today as Meditations, was not a book of philosophy. It was a survival guide. He diagnosed the root of all chaos with one simple, brutal truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The toxicity in your workplace is an outside event. Your boss's incompetence, your team's drama, the impossible deadlines. These are external storms. You cannot stop the rain. But you can decide not to get wet. The modern professional makes a fatal mistake. They try to control the external. They try to fix their boss, to change their colleagues, to reason with an unreasonable system. This is like trying to calm a hurricane by shouting at it. It is a waste of energy and a path to burnout. The Stoic professional, however, understands the dichotomy of control. There are things we can control and things we cannot. Our energy should only be spent on the former. Your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, these are yours. Everything else is not. Consider the case of James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy Vice Admiral who was held as a prisoner of war in Vietnam for over 7 years. He was tortured, isolated, and had no control over his circumstances. He was living in the most toxic environment imaginable. What saved him? The teachings of the Stoics, which he had studied at Stanford. He later wrote that the Stoic mindset was the only thing that allowed him to survive. He couldn't control his captors, the torture, or the length of his imprisonment, but he could control his own mind, his integrity, and his response to suffering. He didn't hope for a quick release. He accepted the brutal reality of his situation without surrendering his inner freedom. This is the Stockdale Paradox, the ability to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, while simultaneously retaining faith that he will prevail in the end. Your toxic workplace is not a Vietnamese prison camp, but the principle is the same. Confront the brutal fact. The environment is chaotic. It will not change tomorrow. Stop hoping for a magical fix. Accept it. Only then can you begin to operate within it effectively. King Solomon, a ruler who understood the weight of power and the chaos of court politics, wrote in Proverbs 14:29, "Whoever is patient has great understanding, but one who is quick-tempered displays folly." Patience, for the Stoic, is not passive waiting. It is active observation. It is the space between an external event and your internal response. In that space lies your power. Your boss sends a passive-aggressive email. The quick-tempered person reacts instantly with anger or anxiety. Their day is ruined. Their focus is shattered. The folly is displayed. The Stoic professional, however, creates a buffer. They see the email. They acknowledge the initial sting of emotion. but they do not react. They retreat to what Marcus Aurelius called the inner citadel. This is a fortress within your mind, a place of pure reason and calm, untouched by the outside world. From within this citadel, you can observe the event objectively. The email is not an attack on your worth. It is a collection of pixels on a screen, sent by a person who is likely dealing with their own fears and insecurities. You can choose your response. You can reply calmly, you can ignore it, or you can address it later. The choice is yours. You are in control. Controlling your inner world does not mean inaction in the outer world. It means acting with precision and purpose, not out of emotional reaction. Once you have accepted the chaos and fortified your inner citadel, you can begin to apply Stoic strategies to your work. 1. Focus on your craft. The one thing you can control is the quality of your work. In a sea of mediocrity and drama, let your excellence be your statement. Make your work so good that it cannot be ignored. This is your sphere of influence. 2. Practice strategic indifference. Learn to be indifferent to things that do not matter. Office gossip, petty politics, the latest corporate initiative that will be forgotten in 6 months. These are distractions. Your time and energy are your most valuable assets. Do not waste them on trivialities. 3. Choose your battles. Not every hill is worth dying on. The Stoic professional knows when to speak up and when to remain silent. They reserve their influence for the moments that truly count. Before engaging in a conflict, ask yourself, is this within my control? Does this align with my values? Will this action make a meaningful difference? Burnout is not the result of working too hard. It is the result of feeling powerless. It is the slow erosion of your spirit when you feel that your efforts are meaningless in the face of overwhelming chaos. The Stoic approach is the ultimate antidote to burnout because it returns power to you. When you realize that your peace of mind is not dependent on your boss's approval, your company's success, or the state of your inbox, you become invincible. You find meaning not in the outcome, but in the effort. You find satisfaction in acting with virtue and integrity, regardless of the result. You are playing an inner game, and you are the one who keeps score. As Seneca wrote, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. The chaos of your workplace seems difficult because you have not yet dared to reclaim your inner power. Here is a practical exercise you can do every morning. It is called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. Before you start your day, take 5 minutes to visualize everything that could go wrong. Imagine the most frustrating email from your boss. Imagine a project failing. Imagine a difficult conversation with a colleague. Feel the initial sting of these events. Then, for each one, rehearse your Stoic response. Remind yourself, this is an external event. It does not control my mind. I will act with reason and virtue. By preparing for the worst, you rob it of its power to surprise and overwhelm you. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a prepared strategist. Your toxic workplace is a gift. It is a gymnasium for your soul. Every frustrating meeting, every chaotic project, every difficult colleague is an opportunity to practice your Stoicism, to strengthen your inner citadel, and to forge unshakable calm. True power is not the ability to control others. It is the ability to control yourself. Master this, and you will not only survive the chaos, you will thrive in it. You will become the calm center of the storm, the leader that others turn to when things fall apart. Stay vigilant, stay grounded, And above all, stay wise.